Hello everyone, I am SWGOH Overlord, and I am going to be making a video today about mod stats. A lot of beginner players wonder, what are mods? What kind of mods should I use? So that's why I'm going to break them down today. Now, there are a lot of different stats. As you can see, if we go over here, you can see we got offense primaries, good avoidance primaries, you've got defense and protection and da-da-da-da-da. There's a lot of different primaries in this game. So we're going to figure out which ones are the worst to apply, which ones are the best, and which ones are kind of okay depending on what character you have. So first, accuracy. As you can see, I have literally one character with an accuracy arrow. Now this is my off account. This arrow is only on there because I kinda just need a mod on that. Accuracy is only good for one character in this game, and that's Crosshair. Maybe JMK in certain situations, but I've heard not really good for him. In general, terrible stat, not recommended. Next is crit avoidance. This one is a bit more iffy. Certain tanks are good with this, such as Royal Guard is good with a critical avoidance primary, and so is most of the General Grievous team. Actually, they are good with avoiding critical hits, which is what critical avoidance does. And like accuracy, this is only an arrow mod that has it, or a hollow array, I believe it's called. So generally, I recommend consulting SWGOH.gg for this, as it can vary depending on certain characters. Critical chance. This one is also a bit iffy, so I would also check SWGOH.gg first, but some characters need to have critical hits on enemies in order to boost their stats or something, or like the Mandalorian where he gains turn meter when critical hits. So the more critical chance you have, the more likely he is to critically hit. Critical damage is a very good one for a lot of attackers. Now, what critical damage does is it increases the damage of your special attacks. With some characters, they do special damage, not physical damage, and having a critical damage triangle makes them hit way harder. This is an arrow, or I mean, excuse me, this is a stat that you absolutely don't want to get rid of as long as it has decent speed on it, right? And defense, every diamond mod in this game has a defense primary on it. Other than that, I recommend it for basically nothing but certain things. It is not a stat for mods anyway that particularly helps the character. In most characters, they don't work off the defense. They work off of potency, or speed, or protection, or some other such stat. So it's not really worth keeping this unless you know that character actually needs a defense. Health, great for tanks. A lot of tanks can use health, like Kylo Ren Unmasked, he uses health. And then some dealers, damage dealers, like General Grievous, they also want health primaries because that will boost their attacks, which are based on max health. So this is a pretty good to have. With tanks, you don't need speed so much, except in certain cases, like boss. So you can keep this even if it has a low speed, like this little 5-speed mod that I have on my Grievous. Offense primaries. These are also good. They are the primary stat on the square mod, so that is guaranteed. And as you can see, you get 8.5% offense once you max it to the 6-dot mod. And a number of your characters also want an offense primary, especially attackers and support teams offense primaries. It's generally a good stat to have, and especially if it has good speed on it, a lot of your attackers want to go first because the more damage they do, and the sooner they do it, the better. Next stat, potency. Potency is good for certain characters like Mara Jade, where you want them to land debuffs or something. That is what potency is for. It's for landing debuffs on enemy characters. So if you have someone who does a lot of damage that is based on debuffs, or they have some other way of putting debuffs on that's good, then you may want a potency mod on there. Protection. This is the other good mod. This is one of the best mods in this game, is the protection primary mod. It is good for basically all tanks. Certain fast characters even want a protection arrow sometimes, because then it gives them more survivability while they still go fast. And this stat is particularly useful for basically any kind of character, whether it's a healer, or a support, or a tank, or an attacker. So it's one that I would keep as long as it has more than 5 speed on such a thing, basically. Speed. The only mods with a speed primary in this game are speed arrows, and you never want to get rid of them. Why? If you take them all the way to 6 dot, you get a guaranteed 32 speed on it. That is the max speed for any mod. Regular mods can get up to 31 speed, but it's extremely difficult to do so. Generally, they can only go to 30, often only to 25 to 28 speed. So you want your speed arrows unless the third character is a tank, or some other character which doesn't really want to go fast. And lastly, tenacity, which is good for characters like Empress Nest who stack tenacity, or other characters who just need to survive a bit. Or if you're modding for the Riga mission in Rise of the Empire, this is a good stat to have for your Inquisitors. Keep them alive. Now, generally, you don't really need tenacity on most characters, as most of them, they go off potency or protection speed, as I said before. But it is a good stat to have, and those are your main stats. Now, you have health sets, defense sets, greater damage sets, greater defense sets, tenacity, offense, potency, and speed. Most attackers, they want either an offense set or a critical damage set, and then they typically want a health secondary set or a critical chance set at the side. And then certain tanks will want defense sets, like Scorch can benefit from defense sets. And then sometimes, like Empress Nest, they can benefit from a tenacity set. And then sometimes you're modding for certain events with tenacity sets as well. Then supports will typically want either speed and health, or speed and potency, depending on which kind they are, whether they deal damage, or it's turn meter, or they just deal debuffs like Mark J. And then you have tanks, which generally just want health, or maybe in some cases speed, like your boss. Now, I think that's going to wrap it up for today, and I think this is very helpful for all of you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and this is SWGOH Overlord signing out.